Hey guys, Tom Shue here, and today we're going to talk about Canon CPS. It's called Canon Professional Services, and Nikon has a similar program. And what it's designed to do is to help professional photographers take care of their gear. You know, if something breaks, they'll fix it for you. They'll give you loaners depending on which level of service you have. I have a gold membership, and they give you a nice little book about the lenses, and they give you some caps and a strap and stuff like that. But the most important thing to me is the free cleanings. If you click on this Learn More tab, you can see right here in this option it says On-Site Event and Show Support. Well, right now it's Photoshop World, okay? And there's NAB, and there's WPPI, and there's a lot of events that Canon comes to here in my town, Las Vegas, at least 3 or 4. And every time they come, I can take my camera in and have it cleaned. You see, because they bring their techs all the way from wherever they need to bring them to the show. They even send their techs out to the Iditarod. I believe that's in Alaska. And they set up and they help all of the professional Canon shooters there. Now, to get the sensor cleaned on your camera is about $50 to $75 depending on where you send it. And it's usually several days without your camera plus shipping. You know, it can be expensive. Well, if you can just hand your camera over to a professional tech and they can hand it back that same afternoon, I mean, how great is that? So what I do is I check to see if there's dust on my sensor, and this is how you can do it. You set up a screen in Photoshop, just a white screen. It's just the background, and you zoom into it with your camera, and you set it up on aperture priority mode at like f22, okay? And your ISO needs to be, you know, like 160 or 100, you know, the native ISO for your camera, the lowest one, okay? And that'll give you between a 2 and 5 second exposure depending on how bright your screen is, okay? So you'll make a shot and you'll bring it in Lightroom, okay? And Lightroom has a really cool feature called Visualize Spots. If you go into the Develop module and you click on this spot removal tool, down at the bottom of the interface is this thing called Visualize Spots. And there they are. Isn't that terrible? My sensor is filthy. Now, when you first bring the interface on, you have to slide this slider over and it will actually pull up all the spots. So when you're making your exposure, what you want to do is rotate the focus barrel so that it actually blurs the background. You don't want to get a sharp focus of your screen. You're just using the light as illumination, and the aperture stopped down so much that it's going to render any spots on your sensor into a file. But when you, during your exposure, your 3 second exposure, let's look at the information of this file. This is a 2.5 second exposure. I just racked focus real careful. I turned the focus barrel when the exposure was actually being made so that it rendered the screen out of focus. And it only left those dust spots because I'm at aperture f22. Now, I'll try to blow it out or whatever because it's kind of embarrassing to have that much dust because I know how it happened. One of the worst things you can do is change a lens with your camera on. Well, I accidentally did that, and I was outside, and the wind was blowing. I was doing a shoot for landscape, and I got dirt on my sensor. I'm going to take it over to CPS tomorrow at Photoshop World. They're going to get it taken care of for me, and then my sensor will be like brand new. So that's it. That's my tip for today. Go out and register for CPS, and then when you have a show in your town, bring your camera out and get it fixed, get it cleaned up, and have it ready to go. I want to thank you all for taking time to visit today, and until next time, we'll see you soon.